Canadians would rather get budget bad news from Mark Carney than Pierre Poilievre, poll suggests. Okay, Canada. Pop quiz. If you have to take bitter budget medicine, who do you want holding the spoon? Plot twist, it's not who you think, and honestly, both options might leave a bad taste in your mouth. Buckle up because this poll just revealed something wild about Canadian voters, and it's messier than a double-double left in your car overnight. What's up, Canada Bulletin fam? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the news that actually matters to you. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we're about to dive into some fresh polling data that has Ottawa sweating more than a politician at a fact-check convention. Today, we're talking budgets, trust, and why Canadians apparently believe in picking the lesser of two fiscal evils. Let's go. So here's the tea. Fresh polling from Abacus Data just dropped, and friends, it's serving up some spicy revelations. Canadians are staring down the barrel of a potentially painful budget next week, and when asked who they'd trust more to deliver the bad news, Mark Carney or Pierre Poilievre, the people have spoken. And the winner is, drumroll please, Mark Carney with 45%. Pierre Poilievre trails at 38%. And a solid 17% of Canadians were like, honestly, neither. I'm just here for the chaos. Now, before the comment section explodes, let me be crystal clear. This doesn't mean Canadians are in love with Carney. This is like choosing between a root canal and a colonoscopy. You're not excited about either option, but one feels slightly less terrifying. The question Abacus asked was beautifully specific. Who do you trust more to balance the budget in a way that hurts people like you the least? Translation, who's going to rob you, but at least feel bad about it? But wait, because this gets juicier when you break down the numbers. Let's slice and dice this data like it's a Thanksgiving turkey. When you dig into who prefers whom, some fascinating patterns emerge that tell us a lot about Canada right now. Carney absolutely dominates among Canadians over 60 because apparently wisdom comes with age, or maybe just cynicism. Women voters, make of that what you will. And folks in Ontario and Quebec, the vote-rich provinces that basically decide elections. Meanwhile, Poilievre has the edge with Albertans, Saskatchewanians, and Manitobans, shocking absolutely no one who's ever looked at an election map. In the 45 to 59 age bracket, Gen X standing up. Here's what's wild, though. Neither leader is crushing it. These aren't, wow, I trust this person with my future numbers. These are, well, I guess if I have to choose numbers. It's like picking your favorite dentist appointment. Technically, you have a preference, but let's not pretend it's fun. And speaking of trust issues, let's talk about what both leaders are facing right now. Because plot twist, both of these guys are walking a political tightrope, and the ground below is lava. For Mark Carney, the next few weeks are make or break. He needs to 1. Get this budget passed, minor detail, right? 2. Deal with Donald Trump's trade tantrums, because that's been going so well. 3. Keep his government from imploding, just casual prime minister things. For Pierre Poilievre, January brings a leadership review, basically a report card from his own party asking, so, are we sure about this guy? Not exactly the vote of confidence you want. And here's where it gets spicy. Neither leader should be eager to trigger an election over this budget. Why? Because while Carney is still more personally popular than Poilievre, 46% approve versus 42% who disapprove of the conservative leader. Their parties are dead, even in the polls. It's like being the more likable person at a party where nobody actually wants to be. Congratulations? But before you think this is all about personality contests, let me hit you with what Canadians actually care about. Here's where the poll gets real. Abacus CEO David Coletto summed it up perfectly. Empathy over economics. Canadians are braced for a tough budget. They're not idiots, they can read the room. But they don't want a budget that's too tough. They want leaders who understand that real people are struggling, not just spreadsheets that need balancing. And get this, when asked to name their top 3 concerns, 62% said rising cost of living, while only 37% put Trump as a major worry. Let that sink in. Donald Trump, the guy who's been throwing trade tantrum after trade tantrum, threatening Canadian industries and generally acting like a toddler with nuclear codes, is less of a concern than grocery prices. What does this tell us? Either Canadians have developed Trump fatigue, very possible, or they've realized that no Canadian politician can actually control what that man does, definitely true. Or, and here's the kicker, everyday Canadians are so worried about paying their bills that geopolitical drama takes a back seat. Probably all three, honestly. So what does all this mean for Canada's political future? Let's zoom out for a second and connect the dots. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Neither Mark Carney nor Pierre Poilievre has truly connected with Canadian voters in a meaningful way. Carney's strength is competence, not charisma. He's the guy you hire to fix your taxes, not the guy you invite to your barbecue. That works, until it doesn't. Poilievre has an ardent base. His supporters would walk through fire for him. But he also has a remarkable ability to turn people off. For every passionate supporter, there's someone who finds him abrasive or extreme. And both leaders' disapproval ratings have been climbing for the past couple months. Conservatives say it's because Carney can't deliver on promises, especially with Trump. Liberals say Poilievre hasn't changed since the election that should have humbled him. You know what? They're both probably right. The polling data suggests something crucial. Nobody should be in a hurry to let this budget tip Canada into an election. It's not obvious that either leader would emerge stronger. It's not clear the country would benefit either. And honestly, that might be the most Canadian thing ever. So here's the bottom line, Canada Bulletin crew. We're heading into a budget week where Canadians are prepared for pain, but hoping for empathy. They slightly prefer Carney to deliver the bad news, but it's less enthusiastic support and more lesser of two evils. Both leaders are facing massive tests. Neither has captured the hearts and minds of voters. And Donald Trump, shockingly, might not be the election trump card everyone thought he'd be. This is Canadian politics in 2025. Complicated, uncertain, and honestly, kind of fascinating. All right, your turn. Who do you trust more with Canada's budget? Carney or Poilievre?